All right, welcome everyone to Forest Acres, South Carolina. It is time for the 20th annual Forest Acres Classic live on Definite Fiction. If you've been joining me for the last couple of years, thank you for being here. If you're new, welcome in. This is a ton of fun. My name is Alex Ross. I'll be taking you through 4 straight days here in Forest Acres, South Carolina with some of the best teams the South has to offer. I mean, this has been a ton of fun. You have a little music in the background just to keep music off the stream. But for Dorman and TC Roberson, some new kids on the block for TC Roberson. They'd never been in this tournament, and Dorman had returned to Forest Acres after a year hiatus last season. One of the best teams in the country comes back to Forest Acres looking for a Forest Acres Classic championship, and they'll face one of the best teams North Carolina's had to offer the last 4 or 5 years. TC Roberson, the 3-time defending 4A state champion, something that's never been done in North Carolina history. They come in to Forest Acres after a nice short drive down, I believe just from Asheville, not too far from here. But again, welcome in. I'm Alex Ross. This is my fourth Forest Acres Classic I've done here on Definite Fiction. It's a lot of baseball from me. And yeah, long tournament, long couple days for me, but it's probably my favorite. I think this is my favorite of the 4 days. Everyone's still in it, everyone's getting fresh and rocking and rolling, and this is going to be a ton of fun. Well, let's look at a couple of the teams again for just a quick basis of what we're going on. Let's do the preemptive groundwork. I think Dorman has a kind of an idea of what to expect. They were in a tournament just like this called the Classic earlier in the season. Oh, that is not what I'm supposed to be hearing. I'm hearing myself. I'll have to figure that out later. Well, let's look at a couple of the teams again. Yeah, I don't know. No, it sounds fine on. It sounds fine. It's just it's playing it back. Yeah. Maybe I figured that out. We'll hopefully figure it out in a second. I'll have to just deal with it later. But yeah, so let's go over the groundwork of this tournament. And let's talk about what's going to expect. For Dorman, it's the same thing as the Classic. For TC Roberson, it's pretty simple. Round robin these first 3 days. The top 2 teams from each side of the bracket will move on and play Championship Thursday. For Dorman, it will be, I believe, TC Roberson, excuse me, and then as well as Airport and River Bluff. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's playing it back in my headset, Jeff. Yeah, still, you can hear it. It's pretty simple. Round robin. I love trying to fix stuff. It's not really fun. Or, oh, maybe I fixed it. I think I got it. Never mind. I think that one, the music was playing it back for whatever reason. So yeah, it's stopped now. Okay, yeah. There's a new update for our streaming platform, OBS, and we were trying to figure that out earlier today. For whatever reason, it was playing what I was saying back to me in my headset, on like a 10-second delay, which is not fun for me at all. I think we figured it out though. So yeah. So they'll be in group, I think they're technically bracket B, but Dorman, TC Roberson, Airport, and River Bluff. For bracket A, it's the hosting AC Flora Falcons, as well as Lexington, Indian Land, in the Miller School. So a lot of action. I believe Dorman and TC Roberson, I believe y'all are playing earlier in the days, if I remember correctly, but it's all mixed up. There are games at 10, at 1, at 4, and then at night, but every single 7 o'clock game will belong to AC Flora, as the host school will close it down every night here. All right. The beautiful Jim Stevens up in the booth. He will get us ready to rock and roll. I want to give a quick shout out though to the grounds crew. Another great tournament, and they do such a great job with this tournament. I mean, y'all can kind of see it on the screen, but I mean, they did such a great job getting the field ready for a lot of baseball games, 14 of them in the next 4 days. So I'll step away, we'll do national anthem real quick, and then let's get ready to go, and I'll go through our starting lineups. All right.
Let's play ball.
As Jim Stevens said, let's play ball. 4 days of baseball. Game number 1 between the 3-time defending 4A state champions in North Carolina versus Dorman, who's looking to win their first state championship since 2018. A nationally ranked Dorman Cavaliers squad. Let's go over the starting lineups real quick. First for the Dorman Cavaliers, leading off at shortstop, it's States Farr. Batting second in center field, Luke Thompson. Third, the second baseman, Palmer Hornick. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Braylon Dean. Fifth, behind the dish, catching, Bryson Davis. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Austin Rath. Seventh, DHing is Carson Brock. In right field, batting eighth is Carter Nash. In left field, batting ninth, Jamison Kimbrell. And on the hill, it's Logan McGarity. And let's go around the diamond for TBC. Roberson on the hill. Holt Gaston, I believe he'll be staying in the game later to DH as well, but he's at least starting on the hill. Parker Philippek playing behind the dish. At first, Dave Pastusik. On second, it's Isaac Sierra. At short, Chappie Smith. And third, Cooper Friedholm. In left, it's Zeke Atwaters. In center, Brooks Hemphill. And right field, Keegan Radford. As I said, no DH. Gaston will be hitting for himself. So let's set the stage. Dorman, the last time we saw them, they had a phenomenal Forest Acres Classic where they lost game 1 and then won back-to-back games, including a very talented River Bluff team. And I believe Mitch Wilson played hero those couple days. 3 home runs and 4 at-bats to power Dorman into a championship game on Sunday where they fell to Miller after they almost got run ruled, brought the tying run to the dish. They were going to until the single tried turn to a double was thrown out. That's the last time we saw Dorman. Since then, the Cavaliers have had a successful run in the state. 2 years ago, after they played in the Forest Acres Classic, made the upper state championship before falling to eventual, or I believe, yeah, the eventual runners-up. Or I think Lexington is upper state. So yeah, the eventual state champion Lexington Wildcats. Last year, they got all the way to around the second week of the season before they fell, or the playoffs before they fell in the playoffs, and now they're looking for a little revenge, and well, this team's doing just that. 14-1 on the season. They're outscoring opponents 149-25. There's a plus 124 run differential. They're the #1 team in South Carolina on pretty much every single site you look at, and they're nationally ranked on every single site. I'm a big prep baseball fan. They have them number 22 nationally. Well, let's look at TC Roberson on the other side. They moved up to 6A this year because they, well, not because, but they dominated the 4A classification in North Carolina. The 3 straight, never been done in North Carolina. And Coach Eric Philippek, a National Coach of the Year winner last year. It doesn't get much better than that. He leads his team against Coach Jack Jolly after Coach Jolly got his 600th win last week. All right, just for a little groundwork, there's gonna be some music in the background between innings because I can't have music monitoring the stream and taking it down. It'll be the right-handed Holt Gaston as long with the left-handed States Farr radio style. That's what we'll be doing on broadcast. I know you can see it, but won't be the best of, no camera movement. First pitch on the way, swung through and missed. High heat for Gaston, and we are underway here in the 20th annual Forest Acres Classic. Gaston will wind and deal. The 1-0 is bounced over to the second baseman, Sierra, on the backhand. He has it. Long throw to first is just out by a step. Umpire took a long time as Farr got down the line very quickly, just unable to beat out the throw from Sierra. There's one away.
Number 2, Luke Thompson.
So now it's Luke Thompson, the center fielder. I'm sure I'll have many chances to talk about States Farr, the Coastal Carolina commit. But we'll look at Luke Thompson, who's been blistering the ball this season, hitting .353 over 34 at-bats with 12 RBIs. First pitch to the left-hander from Gaston is called strike 1. Changeup in the top of the zone. Gaston will wind and deal. The 0-1 is shot the other way. Foul quickly, 0-2. Well, Gaston now making his 6th appearance of the season. 4th start as a 2-run record with a 2.83 ERA over 12 1/3 innings pitched. He pitched 40 in the state championship campaign for the Rams last season. Gaston ahead, 0-2. The right-hander will wind and deal the pitch. Fastball up around the eyes of Thompson. It's ball 1. Beautiful day for some baseball. should stay in pretty much the 60s all day. And fingers crossed, no rain is predicted for this week at all. So, you know, a couple weeks ago when this first forecast came out, there was a little bit of rain supposed to be here early in the week. It's now non-existent. The best chance is 8% on Thursday. The 1-2 for Gaston. Swung through and missed. Gaston blows a fastball right by Thompson, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Now batting, second baseman number 15, Palmer Hornick.
And now it's Palmer Hornick. Last time I saw Palmer, he was a sophomore. Since then, the Virginia Tech commit has just risen his stock ever so much. The 3rd overall player in this senior class. Hitting .364 with 22 RBIs. The first pitch to the left-hander. Breaking ball, call, strike 1 in the outside part of the plate. Hornick bat leadoff last year. Now he's in the 3-hole. A lot better chance for him to get RBIs, almost match his last season output. The 0-1. Fastball wide, ball 1. So 1-1 the count, 2 away here in the opening frame. Scoreless so far as Gaston trying to work a 1-2-3 inning against a very talented top of the Cavalier lineup. The 1-1. Called strike 2. Breaking ball dips into the outer part of the zone. Hornick sees it, patting his chest. He's ready to go. Gaston out of the windup. The 1-2. Fastball over the head of Hornick. It'll be 2-2. The junior on the hill will come home. The 2-2. Breaking ball just a tad inside, ball 3. Hornick works it full. Palmer Hornick, 16 walks for the Cavaliers this season. He ties state far with the team high. Looking to pass him here. Gaston trying to work a 1-2-3 inning. The payoff on the way. It's high. A fastball for ball 4 and a 2-out walk to Palmer Hornick.
Stepping up to the plate, first baseman number 6,
Hornick, another stat he leads, 11 stolen bags. We'll see how quickly he has to try to put himself in scoring position. He's got Braylon Dean at the dish, the first right-hander Gaston will get to face. As Coach Philippek working his outfield, they're playing pretty deep here for the senior. Hornick at first, pretty big lead, doesn't go. First pitch, fastball wide, ball 1. Dean coming in today hitting .385 over 39 at-bats. 2 homers, 16 RBIs. With his bright pink gloves, awaits the dish. Long pause, now Gaston fires. The pitch is shot to the right side out of play. It'll be 1-1. Not very windy today. Breeze coming from right to left across the diamond. The 1-1 is foul tipped into the glove and is not caught by Philippek. It'll be a foul ball, 1-2. Hornick there faked the steal. Caused Philippek behind the dish to come up and get out of his more catcher stance into a firing stance. Hornick now on cue gets a much less lead than he had the last time up. Maybe not much, maybe a step or 2. The 1-2. Breaking ball, it's line right back where it came from for a base knock. Hornick aggressively turns around second, but he'll stop there. Hemphill gets it in. And the first hit of the game belongs to Braylon Dean. He has the first hit of the Classic as well. Well, Dorman 2-out hitting. A 2-out walk and a 2-out single now brings up Bryson Davis. The catcher will shed his gear and grab his armband.
Players, please help us out with the foul balls. Thank you.
So Bryson Davis, the junior, 368, 10 RBIs, has a runner on second and a runner at first. The first time I can use my favorite stat, the one that takes me the longest to get. Runners in scoring position. Davis is 3 for 7 on the season, batting with runners in scoring position. Hornick on second, Dean on first. The pitch to the right-hander is pop foul right behind home plate. It'll be 0-1. Long pause in this right-handed showdown. Gaston will fire the 0-1. Called strike 2. Curveball hits the outside part of the zone. Now no balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the opening frame. Runners at second and first. Dorman trying for a 2-out rally here against TC Roberson. Gaston trying to punch out potentially his second Cavalier of the first inning. The 0-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Gaston kicks and deals the 1-2. Fastball away, ball 2. This is what happened to Hornick. Gaston got ahead, then fell back and let Hornick back in the AB before Hornick drew that 2-out walk. Now Deuce is wild, the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck if it gets that far, the third baseman, Austin Rath. The 2's on the way. Fastball in tight, ball 3, and just like Hornick, it's 3-2, but now 2 on the base pass here gives Dorman a chance to put some runners in motion. Gaston will step off the mound and look back at Hornick. No one's even covering the bag. Sierra, the second baseman, with knowing Hornick's about to take off. Now he creeps over a little bit. And he'll flash. Hornick not even budging. Sierra will go back to his second base spot as the payoff on the way. Is chopped over to the third baseman. It cannot be gloved by Friedholm into left field. Atwaters gets the ball. He throws up firing. The throw into home is not in time. A great slide from Palmer Hornick. Slides around the tag on the inside of the base pass. And it's 1-0 Cavaliers. An RBI single for Bryson Davis into left field.
Stepping in the box for the Cavaliers.
Hornick comes around third and scores all the way from second. A courtesy runner for the Cavaliers as they will pump it up. That's what I remember from a couple years ago. James Navy will be the courtesy runner for the catcher. Gotta talk about that great slide from Hornick. Atwaters made a great throw home. A 1 bouncer that came on the outside of the base pass, so Hornick, seeing that, comes on the inside, avoids the tag. Now 2 on, 2 out for Austin Rath. First pitch is a fastball low, called for strike 1 to the left-hander. Well, Gaston was almost out of what would have been danger, but then all of a sudden, 3 straight 2-out base runners. Now the 0-1. Swung through and missed. Changeup. Philippek quickly pounces on it, keeping Dean at second and Navy at first. Again, the 3rd time now with 2 outs. Gaston's got ahead 0-2 in the count. Can he put away Rath here? The pitch on the way. Breaking ball stays wide. Good eye from Rath. It'll be 1-2. Long pause from Gaston, he'll fire, the 1-2. That one's lined to the first baseman and glove by Pastusik. That ball was dipping quickly. It looked like it was off the end of the bat. Pastusik makes a nice play to get the Rams out of the trouble, but the Cavaliers pounce. 1-0 lead for Dorman going to the bottom of the first. I'll stay on real quick and go over some lineups with everyone again, just going over defensive substitutions. Give myself a little more music. I think it's...
Here's your starting lineup for the Dorman Cavaliers.
Just because, no music in the background. I apologize. So let's go around the diamond here real quick for the Cavaliers. On the hill, it's Logan McGarity. Behind the dish, Bryson Davis. First, Braylon Dean. Second, Palmer Hornick. Shortstop is States Farr. Third, Austin Rath. In left field, Jamison Kimbrough. In center, it's Luke Thompson. And right field, Carter Nash. And now let's go down to the TC Roberson lineup. Leading off, Chappie Smith. Batting second, Parker Philippek. Third, the pitcher, Holt Gaston. Batting fourth, Keegan Radford. Batting fifth, Brooks Hemphill. Sixth, the first baseman, David Pastusik. Batting seventh, Cooper Friedholm. Batting eighth, Zeke Atwaters. And batting ninth, Isaac Sierra. That's what Dorman does. They get off to hot starts. 1-0 lead for the Cavaliers. Can TC Roberson strike back? A team that's now been hot as of late, averaging 10 runs over their last 5 games and 10 runs over their last 6. This team is on a 6 straight win streak here for the Rams. After they started 3-4, they've won their last 6 and come in at 9-4. Of course, Dorman 14-1. Their only loss coming to Boiling Springs, one of the best teams in the state as well. So I'll take a quick step away. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. The bottom first of the Forest Acres Classic, Game 1. All right, quick break for me, and we're back and ready to rock and roll. It's Logan McGarity on the hill.
Number 4, Chappie Smith.
A left-handed senior, making now his third start of the season with a 1.55 ERA. McGarity, one of the best top couple starters last year for the Cavaliers. This year, acting more as a third starter, that weekend starter, and he's doing just fine in that role. Again, last season with a 2.54 ERA, now with a 1.55. He'll get the leadoff shortstop, Chappie Hill. The right-hander, Logan McGarity, fires home. The first pitch is a fastball wide for ball 1. And we are underway in the bottom of the first. The 1-0. Fastball wide, ball 2. Smith awaits. McGarity will wind and deal. The 2-0. That ball is chopped over to the third base side and foul. It'll be 2-1. Well, Chappie Smith is coming in scorching hot. 9 of his last 18. He's now batting .308, about the halfway point of this season. Remember last year the Classic was really late. It was on the end of April, the 2-1. Called strike 2, paints the outside part of the zone with a fastball. It'll be 2-2 as McGarity fights it back into the AB. I feel like last year was like a week after the season was done. This year, got about a month-ish left of the season. The 2-2. Fastball, did he go? No, Smith holds the ball back. Fastball's a touch off the outside part of the plate. There'll be a full count here to the leadoff man. The payoff from McGarity on the way. Fastball wide. Smith works the leadoff walk. Smith draws his 5th walk of the season. He's not a very patient hitter, but he'll take it right there. And now it's Parker Philippek. If you look at all the offensive numbers here for TC Roberson, Philippek is at the top of pretty much all of them. Comes in batting .448, not really sure. Well, he isn't committed anywhere, one of the top uncommits in North Carolina. First pitch to the left-hander. Fastball inside, gets away from Davis. Taking off for second is Smith. The high throw will go into center field, but not far enough for Smith to make an advancement. A stolen bag. Well, a wild pitch more rather. Davis made a tough throw down to second as Chappie Smith with a great jump does get to second on that pitch. It's ball 1, so it's 1-0 now. Philippek. The big one he leads this team in, hitting .727 with runners in scoring position. You'd love to deliver right here. Get this game tied. The 1-0 to the southpaw. Fastball wide, ball 2. I will say, I was talking pregame, I feel like we already have a contender for uniforms of the tournament. I'm not a fan of the Yankees, but I do love their uniforms, and TC Roberson with a beautiful white pinstripe look makes for a great uniform. Step off, McGarity has Smith, they're throwing his seconds in time. Picks Smith off second, Hornick lays the tag, and now there's one away. A base running blunder for the Rams. McGarity was able to have a, I don't know if he really was more of a pickoff. It was more of a step off. He saw Smith lacking and he tries to step back in. Should have slid, I guess, didn't feel comfortable. The 2-0. Fastball in tight. No, call strike 1 to Philippek. Philippek must really be crowding that plate. He turned away from the pitch. It's 2-1. Well, that would make sense for Philippek. He's been hit by 9 pitches this season. The 1-2 is popped into the air on the left side of the infield. Far, the shortstop will call everyone off. A touchdown to the outfield grass, and he'll make the one-handed grab. There's 2 away. Well, McGarity, you know, it looked like it was not going to go well all of a sudden, you know.
Now batting, number 7,
First
Holt
runner
Gaston.
and time runner of the game at second base. And you have Parker Philippek up, who's the best hitter on this Rams team. You blink and you miss it. There's now 2 away here for the 3-hole Holt Gaston. The right-hander will kick and deal. The first pitch. Change up wide, ball 1 to the right-handed Gaston. Well, Gaston comes hitting .343 with 2 homers, 17 RBIs. 17 RBIs, good for the team lead as the 1-0 is called. Strike 1, a fastball on the outside edge. The 1-1. Breaking ball low, ball 2. This Rams team hitting .358 as a team over their last 5 games. Trying to produce that here, the 2-1. That's lined the other way into right field, and that will drop for a base knock. It was over the first baseman Dean's head. Nash will recuperate it in, but a 2-out single now for Holt Gaston.
Up next, number 22, Kagan Radford.
Well, we saw it last time with Dorman in the top of the first inning. It was a 2-out rally. It's a 2-out walk to Palmer Hornick before a 2-out single from Dean, a 2-out single from Bryson Davis. Can Roberson match the Cavaliers? The pitch to the left-handed Radford. He's right down the middle for strike 1. Belt high, a fastball. The junior comes in hitting .371 this season. A southpaw here from McGarity. The first base runner Gaston very close to the bag. The 0-1. Change up just a touch away. Ball 1. That was a very close pitch for those who are also seeing. Just like the camera, I'm a little tad off center to the left, so maybe favoring that outside, the inside pitch more than the outside if you get my drift. The 1-1. Breaking ball stays away. It'll go to the backstop as Gaston will take second. That ball looked like it just found a way out of the glove of Davis. I'm not really sure what happened. It's a pass ball, and now tying run of the game. Back at second base, 2-1 count here with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Dorman leads 1-0 in TC Roberson. One of North Carolina's best, trying to keep themselves in this game. Well, fight their way back to even, I guess. They're very much in the game. It's early morning. It can give me a break for at least a second. The 2-1 from McGarity. Fastball low and inside, ball 3. Well, if it gets that far, Brooks Hemphill awaits on deck. Radford hitting .357 with runners in scoring position so far this season. He has 5 at a 14, the 3-1. Fastball called, strike 2. Radford threw the bat. He'll have Hemphill give it to him as it'll be a full count with 2 away. And no one on first, so no motion from Gaston. As the infield now goes to shade Radford to the right. Hornick, the second baseman, really far back in the hole. McGarity, the payoff on the way. Fastball is lifted into left field. Kimbrell going back toward the wall. That ball is carrying and it will find the wall. A 1-bouncer coming around from third is Gaston standing into second with a 2-out RBI double as Keegan Radford, and we are tied at 1. That ball did not look that well struck, but it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying over the head of Kimbrell. It'll be a 2-out RBI double to tie this game at 1. Well, for Radford, now his 15th RBI. He'll turn it over to Brooks Hemphill, the right-handed junior. Well, just in case you're all wondering, he hits .368 with runners in scoring position. Infield now shifting him to the left. McGarity trying to shake this pitch off, right on, right, 2 away. Dancing off second is Radford. Time is called. No, the throw back to second. They're going to call time. It does not matter. Time was granted at the plate before McGarity made that move to second, so it's a great pickoff move. Almost got Radford. And now Coach Philippek will come out and talk to Hemphill. This will give a chance for Dorman to kind of regroup. This Dorman team, very good. And they are now finding themselves in a 1-1 game after back-to-back 2-out hits. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Early action here in day one of the Forest Acres Classic. It's the bottom of the first, 1-1 game here between TC Roberson and Dorman. It's Logan McGarity trying to fight his way out of trouble here in the first. Runner on second, 2 away. Brooks Hemphill at the dish, the right-handed center fielder. First pitch, curveball, misses away, ball 1. That pitch has been called a strike. The outside of the plate's been kind of hit or miss. One side likes it, the other side doesn't. I'm sure you can tell which one. The 1-0. Hemphill holds the bat. Does not prove to be fruitful. It's called strike 1. Curveball hits the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hemphill. 2 away here in the bottom of the first, 1-1 game. Both teams producing with 2 outs in the opening inning. McGarity step off, has a runner off second. The tag is not in time as the ball squirts out of Hornick. He was safe anyway. Radford really doing some disco moves off second. Now he's able to cha-cha back to second. Radford not a big stolen base threat either, only 1 stolen bag, but he's trying to do everything he can to get into the head of McGarity. The 1-1. Fastball called, strike 2, low in the zone. McGarity 1 pitch from getting out of the trouble here. Roberson trying to continue the threat. The 1-2. Curveball, that's lined the other way. Over the head of the first baseman, Dean in the right field. Nash, who's playing very far in, will stand and deliver a strong throw to home. It's off the bag to Davis, and now that no one's covering home, that ball goes to the backstop. It'll be a run for TC Roberson. Going to second is Brooks Hemphill. And just like that, the Rams lead it 2-1. So Carter Nash doing everything right, comes up firing. It's a little off mark. Davis can't corral the ball. And just like that, it's a 2-1 lead for TC Roberson. I don't believe that will be an earned run off McGarity, as the air is going to come on the throw, which allowed Radford to come from third home. And that'll be Dave Pastusik, the right-hander with a runner on second, 2 away. McGarity fires. Slider stays upstairs and away, ball 1. Pastusik 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position. The senior with 7 RBIs, trying to make his mark here in the bottom of the first. Oh, no, the 1-0 is going to second as Hornick covers. Hemphill back into second. He was able to reach off of the error of the throw to second. It was just a single for him as the Rams have 3 hits here on McGarity in the opening inning. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike 1, low in the zone. Dorman rarely does not find themselves trailing. They do right now, 2-1, the 1-1. Curveball in the dirt, holding off is Pastusik. Nice job from Davis to glove it behind the dish. Did he go? No, the appeal down to first is unsuccessful. It'll be 2-1. McGarity still finds himself in trouble. The 2-1 from him. Fastball, that one's lined the other way. That's the third base hit in the right field. Nash will get the windmill around third as Hemphill. The throw into home is going to be cut off by the first baseman, Dean. And TC Roberson, timely 2-out hitting, takes a 3-1 lead. An RBI single from Pastusik. And the Rams come out firing on all cylinders here in the Forest Acres Classic. Well, finally, it's a runner on first for McGarity, as now Cooper Friedholm will dig in, the now 7th batter of the first inning. It looked like it was going Dorman's way here early after 2 quick outs. The first pitch on the way is a curveball called, strike 1. There's a pickoff at second and a pop out. Then all of a sudden, 2-out single, 2-out double, 2-out single, 2-out single. The third other way hit, the 1-0 is popped into the air. Foul, it'll be 0-2. I believe 1-1 rather, nothing's on the scoreboard. Freedom trying to keep this 2-out rally for the Rams going. The 1-1. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. That's what I have, at least on my score sheet. Oh, it's 1-2. There we go. That's why I don't trust myself. McGarity will kick and deal. The 1-2. Breaking ball. It's chopped over to the second baseman, Hornick. He has it, flips it to second, far, steps in the bag, and that will retire the side, but the TC Roberson Rams. 2-out hitting, and they take a 3-1 lead off back to back to back to back 2-out hits. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to beautiful Forest Acres, South Carolina. Again, welcome in from wherever you're watching, whether it be the upstate or in North Carolina. TC Roberson jumping out to a 3-1 lead over Dorman.
Number 1, Carson Brock.
Both teams with 2-out hitting is what defined that first inning. And now the Rams come up with a lead. First pitch swung through and missed from Carson Brock, the DH. Gaston will kick and deal the 0-1. Fastball low, called strike 2, and you know, baseball's such a momentum sport in the sense, and right now, TC Roberson, that dugout lively. Quickly 0-2 against the senior Brock. The pitch swung through and missed, off speed in the dirt. The throw down to first is in time, and there's one away. The second strikeout for Gaston here is now Carter Nash. We'll dig in for the first time today. The very, very, very talented freshman. Nash played on this team as an 8th grader, and first he swings through and misses a changeup on the outside edge. Just 0-1 in this right-handed showdown. What is he, number 3rd ranked overall freshman in the class? The 0-1 curveball. Did he go? No, Nash stayed away, 1-1. Wind picking up just a tad here. Falcon Field, not too bad though. It's definitely not as bad as last year. The 1-1. Fastball wide, ball 2. Nash comes in scorching hot, 7 of his last 14 with 2 doubles and RBI. The 2-1. Fastball wide, ball 3. Dorman trailing 3-1. This is what they do. This team just hits. Can they find their ways to keep this one going? The 3-1. Changeup called, strike 2. Nash, through hard he had the bat, was taken off his shin guard. He'll be forced to come back to the plate. It'll be a 3-2 with 1 away. Nash does have 17 strikeouts this season for the Cavaliers compared to 5 walks. He had 18 walks last year. He's a patient hitter. Will work here, the 3-2. Fastball wide. This time it's a walk. There'll be a one-out base runner for the Cavaliers. And Carter Nash, who had 14 stolen bags last year, will jog to first year. He has 7 through the first half of the season. It'll be Jamison Kimbrell, the sophomore, hitting .462 this season. Second-ranked outfielder in that sophomore class. The left-hander digs in. First pitch from Gaston. Fastball up around the letters, ball 1. Well, I haven't seen the rest of the teams. I know how good enough what they look like, but this feels like this Cavaliers lineup has the best mixture of left and right-handed hitters. About half and half, something you don't usually see at the high school level. 1-0 is popped the other way into the forestry here in Forest Acres. It'll be 1-1. Wind coming in from right to left across the diamond. Nash over at first, a pickoff from Gaston, the first time he's looked at first. Nash dives back in safely. Well, Kimbrell, the 9-hole hitter, and will turn over to the lineup, States Far. This lineup just insane top to bottom. The 1-1. Swung through and missed. High heat, 1-2. Kimbrell, the number 18th overall player in that sophomore class here in at least South Carolina. He's awaiting the 1-2. The pitch on the way. Fastball up and away. Ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here in the top of the second. T.C. Roberson leads 3-1, or T.C. Roberson rather, 3-1 over Dorman. T.C. Roberson, 16th ranked team in North Carolina. Dorman, of course, as I've said multiple times, #1 team in South Carolina. The 2-2, runner goes, the pitch is pop foul over behind home plate. They'll go out of play. Looks like the hit and run was on, but Nash will take the long walk back to first. A good crowd here from Dorman, just from the upstate. The 2-2. Holds the bat back from Kimbrell with a fastball upstairs. Now it's 3-2. Gaston has 2 walks so far today. 3-2, 1 away here in the top of the second. And I'm not a betting man, but I feel like Nash may be on motion here. Does go, the payoff. Fastball call, strike 3, the throw into second. Not in time. Nash gets around the tag. Nice tag from Smith. It's just a little to the right side of the bag. And now there's 2 away. It was a strikeout looking, the 3rd strikeout for Gaston. As now Coach Philippek will come out and talk to his right-handed pitcher. This is what T.C. Roberson has done. I'll put some music on in the background here real quick. But T.C. Roberson, for the most part, they don't let their pitchers go terribly long in games. Let them go around an order or 2 and they're going to be done. Well, this is the mark. This is the marker the second time through the order. Turn that music down just a tad. But right now they're going to let Gaston stay in the game.
3, States Far.
Well, States Far, back to the top of the order we go. Grounded out to the second baseman, Isaac Sierra, his first time around. The Coastal Carolina commit digs into the left-handed box with 2 away and a runner on second. The first pitch is a curveball in there for ball 1. Nash, his 8th stolen bag of the season. He's only been thrown out once. An insurance run at second for Farr, the 1-0. Fastball low, ball 2. Farr transferring from Spartanburg High School. The left-hander hitting .372 this season. The 2-0. Curveball upstairs. 3 straight balls out of the zone to the leadoff man, States Far. And this doesn't get any easier. Luke Thompson awaits on deck. Number 6 ranked shortstop in this senior class. 24th overall player. Future Chanticleer awaits the 3-0. Fastball right down Broadway. Strike 1 looking. Farr, a patient hitter, 23 walks last season, has 16 already here in 2026. Now he steps off and Nash, caught between second and third. Gaston will throw to second, we got a pickle. Back to the third baseman, Nash going back to second. He slips and falls, and a tag is made by Isaac Sierra, and that will retire the side. Ooh. Well, I might have missed something. Jeff, what did I miss?
He ran it to the infielder. Should be safe at third.
Oh, really? Okay. I guess I must have looked down. Either way, umpire didn't see it, or I guess just didn't call it. Either way, 3-1 going to the bottom of the second. I'll put some music on so we can talk about our sponsors here. Of course, if you joined me last year or 2 years ago, you know all about our sponsors. And, well, now they're going to come and talk over it. So we're going to wait for 1 second while they do that. The umpires are going to come together and see. They're going to say Nash ran into an infielder, which means he should be safe at third. We'll give a Spanish value to our sponsors real quick. We're sponsoring the Forest Acres Classic yet again with the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. They're an all-inclusive private waste disposal company here in the Midlands of South Carolina. What they'll do is they're going to call him out. Wow. So caught stealing is Carter Nash. That will retire the side. Technically a 1-2-3 inning for Gaston. But yeah, it's a Big Red Box Dumpster Company, all-inclusive private waste disposal company. What they'll do, they'll bring you the dumpster, you fill it up, they'll take it away. It's so simple and easy. So, yeah, again, call 803-783-6834 to book your dumpster today. Or go to BigRedBoxDumpsterCompany.com, and, you know, the owner of the Big Red Box Dumpster Company, one Chris Dorsey, owner of the Big Red Box Dumpster Company during the day, at night during the summer at least, a state champion American Legion head coach. The Richland 215 were state champions last season. Coach Dorsey looking to do the same thing this year, and you should play Legion as well, of course. Legion all around the state, definitely is some in North Carolina as well. That's where the South Regional was hosted last year. So go to the SC American Legion website, sign up. It's free. Some of the best baseball in the state plays Legion, so you should definitely play Legion along with, of course, a lot of these Falcons that play here at AC Flora High School were a part of that state-winning Legion team last year. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't. Go play Legion with Coach Dorsey and the rest of the 215 Legion team, or wherever your local Legion team is. After a wild second inning, we'll go back to the bottom half when we come back. All right, after a short break from me, we are back here from the bottom of the second. TC Roberson ahead 3-1 over the state championship favorites here in South Carolina, Dorman. Well, Dorman doesn't find themselves in unfamiliar water. This team did the exact same thing 2 years ago at the Forest Acres Classic. They dropped game 1 to Airport before beating Oceanside and River Bluff. We're going to try to avoid that, so have a lot of time to do it. They'll get 8-9-1 here. The first pitch for Zeke Atwaters is called strike one. A fastball on the outside part of the plate in this right-handed showdown. Wind coming in now from center field, the 0-1. Curveball outside, ball one. The right-handed senior, the 1-1. Curveball comes in tight to Atwaters. It'll be 2-1. Atwaters hitting .212 this season over 33 at-bats. Coming off an 0-for-3 game, the 2-1. Fastball away, ball 3. TC Roberson making Dorman make a pitch. I mean, that's the simple answer. Making them pitch, and that's kind of what's been the difference maker here. A lot of pitches from McGarrity, 36, the 3-1. Fastball wide, a 5-pitch walk, and a leadoff walk at that for the Rams.
Up next, number 10, Isaac Sierra.
You know, deceptively is only the second walk of now the first 8 batters from McGarrity, but he's just been unable to find success here. It'll be the 9-hole hitter, Isaac Sierra, right on right. This feels like a very much sacrifice bunt situation, if you ask me. We'll see if the junior plays along with my prediction. Atwaters over at first is maybe a 1-step lead of 5 stolen bags in the season, and pickoff from McGarrity makes Atwaters step back to first. Well, Austin Rath at third baseman agrees with my expertise decision. Of course, my like 2 years high school baseball decision. He's on the infield grass, the third baseman. The first pitch, scoreboard hasn't been changed yet, is called ball 1, fastball outside. Atwater's got a pretty big secondary lead, and no bunt attempt even shown from Sierra, so shows you how much I know.
Come on, Logan.
Runner goes, the 1-0 is put over to the right side. He's gonna find a hole in the right side of the infield. Dribbler going from first to third is Atwaters as Isaac Sierra just puts that ball where no one was. The second baseman Hornick going to cover the bag.
Now batting, number 4, Chappie Smith.
Well, I talked about how everything was going the way of Dorman through that first about inning and half an inning and 2/3 on this side, but all of a sudden, TC Roberson can do no wrong. Runners at the corners, no one away for Chappie Smith. The shortstop drew a leadoff walk back in the bottom of the first. First pitch is grounded to the third baseman, Rath. He gloves it. He can't come up with it. He'll have to make the throw to first, and it is not in time. It is now a 4-1 lead here for TC Roberson. An RBI single from Smith, or we're going to call that an error, at least Coach Hallett is. I trust his judgment. Sierra goes to second. Smith at first. It's now a 4-1 lead. It'll be Parker Philippek up, the left-handed catcher. Popped out to the shortstop his first go-around. Pick off to second, not in time. Sierra steps back in. Still no one away here in the bottom of the second. Runners at first and second. A 4-1 lead for the Rams over the Cavaliers. And stepping off will be McGarity. Well, what's got to be going through his mind? You had a soft dribbler who should have been easy out for Palmer Hornick. And then, of course, a hot shot to the third baseman that Rath couldn't come up with. First pitch to the left-hander. Philippek shows bunt. It's foul tipped in the glove for strike one. Throw back to second, not in time. So trying for a sacrifice bunt is Philippek. Again, I talked about all of his accomplishments, 11 RBIs along with that. The junior being asked to put the sacrifice bunt down. That just shows you, just like Coach Hallett, Coach Philippek thinks exactly move the runners over. The 0-1. Fastball, just a touch low, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs in the bottom of the second. TC Roberson from Asheville, North Carolina, playing in their first ever Forest Acres Classic. Put on a show here early. The 1-1, runners go. The pitch is foul tipped. It will be 1-2. Davis is going to come up firing, but that was the pitch to run on. It was a slow arcing curveball from McGarity, something he doesn't show all too often. Philippek, I think, did not want to swing, but had to defensively fight it off, or else he was afraid his runners being thrown out. This will be a big first out here for McGarity as the pitcher, Holt Gaston, awaits on deck. TC Roberson trying to add to their 4-1 lead. Step off from McGarity. We'll just look back at the runner, Sierra, at second. Well, Dorman only allows 1.7 runs, under 2 runs per game. They've allowed 4 here in the first 2 innings. This is a very unlike Dorman start. The 1-2. Curveball in the right-handed box. Be ball 2. Of course, just like that, TC Roberson. They're averaging just under 8 runs per game. And they're only hitting 300 as a team. Comparatively to the other teams, it's pretty low, weirdly enough. This just shows you how stacked this Forest Acres Classic is this year. But again, the Rams have come firing 10 runs in the last 6 games. The 2-2 is a ball shot to deep right field. Nash on his way back. He looks up, and it's going to be off the wall all the way into the right field corner. You got 2 runners caught up. Coming around third is Sierra being held at third. The throw into home is not in time. Davis didn't put the tag down, so Sierra does get around third to score. It's a RBI double from Parker Philippek as both Sierra and Smith had to hold up. It will work, and it's now a 5-1 lead. I'm at a loss for words. My third base button is broken right now, so I'll have to get that back later. Philippek just shy of the first home run in this Classic. And this may be all from McGarity. 5 runs through now 11 batters. It has been a Rams onslaught here at Falcon Field. Right back here on Definite Fiction. Jeff, the third base button's not working. This is the one thing, I can fix a lot of things in Excel. I don't remember how you did this. Like, look, Jeff. Yeah. I just work here. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I didn't mute myself. I apologize. The third base button's broken. All good, though. 2 on, no outs here for McGarry. Will stay into the game. It'll be the right-handed pitcher, Holt Gaston. Infield comes in for Dorman. First pitch. Curveball. Misses low. Ball 1. Well, Dorman, who has not found themselves in this hole all but one game this season. They lost 8-2 to Boiling Springs, but other than that, they've been dominant. The 1-0. Curveball called, strike 1, and finds the inner third of the zone. You know, I looked at this classic lineup around a month or two ago, and I finally found all the teams. Of course, TC Roberson was the last one I was able to figure out who they were. 1-1, breaking ball that hits Gaston in the back. Bases are juiced now with no outs.
Now batting, number 22, Kagan Radford.
And that will be the call to the bullpen. Not completely call, but Coach Jolly will get someone warming up. You know, this looked like one of the most stat classes we've had in a while. That could be playing the part of that. TC Roberson, who started off sluggish, has come on these last couple of 6 games against competition that, you know, is not Dorman. And now Dorman is all of a sudden finds themselves in a 5-1 hole with the bases juiced. It'll be a courtesy runner for the Rams now. Thanks, Jeff. See, this is why you're here still, right? Thought I muted myself when I got help ask Jeff to ask. I put music on in the background, so you probably could still hear me and Jeff trying to figure it out, but luckily, Jeff and I always say when, you know, we come onto the stream of lacrosse, don't curse, you're on the stream, so all jokes aside, everything's looking good on my end, I believe. And Jeff is the owner of Definite Fiction. I'm just the mouthpiece he has for it, but if you're wanting to comment, I'm not sure if anyone is.
The Rams, number 3, Nate Blanton.
It'll be number 3, Nate Blanton running at first. The first pitch to the left-handed Keegan Radford. Called strike 1, a fastball catching the inside part of the zone. But if you want to comment, you have to wait about an hour. I do have the stream up, trying to make sure it's all still running well. But, yeah, so the 0-1 on the way. Curveball called, strike 2. Dips right to the heart of the zone. So, good crowd here for the first game. Now corners are in for Dorman. Bases juiced here for TC Roberson. The 0-2. Breaking ball is bounced to the right side, foul. Radford will stay alive. Radford had the second of the 2-out hits back in the first, a 2-out double. Now looking to produce here yet again. The 0-2, breaking ball, that one's hammered to deep right field. Nash looking up at the wall, he runs in, it's off the wall. 1 run will score, coming around from second is Philippek. Having to hold up, that throw into home is not in time. Taking second will be Radford, stopping at third is Gaston. A 2 RBI double, and the Rams are all over the Cavaliers. Another deep fly ball to right field that comes up just short from being a homer.
Now batting, number 6.
The Rams lead it 7-1 over the Cavaliers, and they don't look to be done just yet. Brooks Hemphill will step into the dish. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd. Right on right, infield still in. First pitch, fastball wide, ball 1. Now, I might add here, this Dorman team, they average 10 runs a game on the season. This ain't get over quite yet, but this Rams squad looks on fire. The 1-0, fastball wide, ball 2. And what's more impressive for TC Roberson, this team lost 9 seniors off that state championship last season. 9 seniors that are going somewhere to play baseball. The 2-0, swung through and missed. A curveball gets past Hemphill, will be 2-1. Couple UNC Asheville, UNC Wilmington, Winthrop, Wofford, Sewanee, New River Community College, Bluefield State, and Gaston. The 2-1. Big breaking ball stays upstairs, ball 3. Those are where the 9 seniors off this Rams squad from last year went. They only returned about five-ish players off that team that contributed last year in massive ways. The 3-1. Breaking ball called, strike 2. Seems that McGarry's really trying to figure that breaking ball out. It's been his best pitch today. Freezes Hemphill. It'll be a full count with nobody gone here in the bottom of the second. Dorman trying to limit any more runs. The payoff on the way. Curveball is bounced right back up the middle. It's off the glove of McGarry. He knocks it down. The throw into first is in time, and the Rams have to hold up. No motion after it looked like Radford was going to try to go to third. Coach Philippek says, don't go anywhere. We don't want to make it out of the plate for the first out. It will be out number 1.
Up next, number 15.
Nice job from McGarry. That would have been a tough play up the middle for Hornick, who's playing in. The second baseman would have definitely scored a run. Instead, it's Dave Pastusik up. 1 gone, runners at second and third. The right-hander awaits. Breaking ball stays wide, ball 1. Looked more like a slider than McGarry's normal big arcing curveball. A lot of Falcons over to the right of me. They're watching this game intently, watching this Dorman team. The 1-0. Called strike 1. Curveball stays in the zone, 1-1. And of course, watching what the Rams are doing as well. It's the first time Macy Flora has seen TC Roberson, and, well, working out well for at least the Rams on their side. The 1-1. Breaking ball stays wide, ball 2. That one broke out of the zone. Of course, the Falcon players have been the de facto baseliners and getting things set up to this morning. They all had early mornings. They'll be back here at 7 o'clock for the nightcap. The 2-1. Fastball wide, gets away from Davis, goes to the backstop. Breaking for home as Gaston. The throw is just a tad late. A good tag from McGarry. The pitcher is not in time, and another run comes home. Looks like it was a hard tag from Gaston, or rather, Blanton coming home. The ball 3, and now it's 8-1 for the Rams. Pastusik now has a runner on third, 3-1 count. The pitch. That one's lined to the second baseman, caught by Hornick. The throw into third is not in time. Smooth does it for Hornick. Second out is a line out to the second baseman. He was almost able to double off Radford at third, but Radford was able to get back in time. So now it's Cooper Friedholm, the 9th batter of the inning. Ground into a fielder's choice, back to end the first inning. McGarry working through some danger. First pitch on the way, fastball outside, ball 1. McGarry tasked with working through this second inning. Coach Charlie has someone in the bullpen, brought him back into the dugout. The 1-0, bunt shown to be bunt right behind home plate. Davis will not have a play on it as the catcher got up quickly after. 1-1. Looked more like I try to catch Dorman off guard in the sense for TC Roberson. I like the play, it's just a very dangerous one with 2 away. Always a fan of the suicide squeeze here. The 1-1 from McGarry. Curveball up around the letters for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away here in the bottom of the second. An 8-1 lead for TC Robertson over Dorman in game 1 of the Forest Acres Classic. The 2-1 from McGarry. Fastball upstairs. Did he go? Yes, he did. Home plate umpire says Friedholm went around. It's now 2-2. Fastball was up and away, and Friedholm couldn't wait back on it. So deuce is wild here in the bottom of the second. McGarry kicks and deals the 2s. Breaking ball. That one's chopped up the middle. States far. Can't get there. It'll go into center field. A 2-out RBI single for Cooper Friedholm, and it's 9-1 TC Robertson.
Up next, number 1, Zeke Atwaters.
Radford comes home on the RBI single, and the Rams will be batting around here in the second. It's Zeke Atwaters who led off the inning with a leadoff walk. He came around to score one of now 6 runs in the inning for the Rams. Right-hander awaits first pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Well, McGarity had a 2 and a third inning against Hillcrest, only 2 earned runs. Different story for the right-hander today, the number 25th ranked right-handed pitcher in the senior class of South Carolina. Pickoff back to first, not in time. Friedholm dives back in safely. He has 3 stolen bags on the season. He's been thrown out once. Hard to imagine he'd be in motion here with 2 away, but Coach Philippek has shown that he's not willing dull punches here. The 1-0. Fastball, it's wide off the glove of Davis, goes to the backstop. This time, Friedholm will be in motion off a pass ball. So Zeke Adwaters has a chance to produce 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Only 2 RBIs for the 8-hole hitter. He'd love to produce here. The 2-0. Fastball low, ball 3. Danger of a second straight walk to Adwaters as Sierra waits on deck, and then it's back to the top of the lineup if it gets that far. Shift to the left side of the infield here against Adwaters. A step off back at second. That worked earlier in the day against Chappie Smith, where he was picked off of second. Not that time. McGarity long pause, now kicks and deals, a 3-1. Called strike 1. Changeup hits the outside part of the zone. So 3 balls, 1 strike now here to the 8-hole left-handed, or right-handed left fielder. I was gonna say left fielder, I couldn't get that word in my mouth apparently. 3-1 on the way. Breaking ball stays wide, ball 4, it's off the glove of Davis, which will allow Friedholm to take third. The second straight walk to Adwaters puts runners at the corners now with 2 away for Isaac Sierra. Well,
Now batting for the Rams.
you're going to look a lot at this inning. You're going to look at the box score and say 6 runs in the second. Isaac Sierra was one of the kids that really got this inning going. It was a stolen base attempt from Adwaters that brought Palmer Hornick, the second baseman, to cover second. Sierra dribbled the ball right through the infield and where Palmer Hornick was supposed to be, and that got the inning off and rolling. Coach Jolly come out to talk to McGarity. We'll be right back here on Definite Pitching. Your first pitching change in the 20th annual Forest Acres Classic coming live. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Pitching change is Cooper Hornick will make his first appearance here in the Forest Acres Classic. The young freshman now making his 5th appearance on the season and has been perfect for these Cavaliers this season. 8 innings pitched, no earned runs allowed. The right-hander will wind and deal. The first pitch to the right-handed Isaac Sierra is called strike one. A fastball belt high inside part of the zone. Now a run down between second and first, and no. Adwaters trying to mix up the young Hornick, who looked at him and right on cue, almost breaking for home is Friedholm. A little cheeky there for Coach Philippek. Doesn't quite work. The runner will take second off of defensive indifference, but it'll be an 0-1 count here to Sierra. A right-hander fires. The pitch is lined to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop Farr. The throw into third is going to be a fielder's choice, so the run will score. There's a run down between second and third. Atwaters is tagged out to end the inning. Well, the Rams pile it on. 7 runs in the bottom of the second off of 11 batters. These Rams firing T.C. Roberson. Welcome to the Forest Acres Classic. We're going to the top of the third right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back to Falcon Field, live on Definite Fiction. T.C. Roberson all over Dorman early in this Forest Acres Classic game. 10-1, top of the third. Of course, Dorman. This team is averaging 10 runs a season, so the game is not over, but the Rams firmly in control here against the Cavaliers. They'll be the top of the order as Gaston back on against 1-2-3. States Farr leading off. The first pitch. Fastball low and in, ball one. Gaston was going to Farr. It'd be a 3-2 as the one-hand dose foul tipped back into Philippek the catcher. It'll be 1-1. It was Farr versus Gaston, a full count before Nash got picked off a second. Now Coach Jolly, as well as a lot of the Dorman Cavalier fans, thought he should have been safe after running into an infielder, but nothing was called. The 1-1. Breaking ball called, strike two, dips in late in the zone, and Farr knew it. Kind of smiles, says, darn, what a pitch. Gaston shakes him off. Infield playing back here against Farr. The 1-2 on the way. Fastball's pumped into the air right behind home plate. Philippek takes a run towards the dugout, and it will find the bleachers here at Forest Acres, avoiding the fans. It's a good showing here from Dorman. Is now Austin Rath getting loose in the bullpen for the Cavaliers. We'll see how long T.C. Roberson pushes their starter Gaston. The 1-2. Fastball's popped into the air to the left side of the infield. This will stay in the yard. Friedholm, the third baseman, calling everyone off. Will go around to the shortstop as to make the one-handed grab for out number one.
Stepping in the box, number 2, Luke Thompson.
So now it's Luke Thompson up. Thompson struck out swinging his first go-around against Gaston. Well, left-handed center fielder looking to start a rally here. Thompson, .353 batting average. The left-hander awaits the first pitch. Fastball away, ball 1. Thompson shows bunt, but able to pull it back in time. The 21st ranked outfielder in this 2026 class. He'll await the 1-0. Bunt shown, pulled back as a fastball upstairs, ball 2. Well, after Thompson, it's Hornick, Dean, Davis. It's where the Cavaliers did their damage in the opening frame. The 2-0. Change up, just misses upstairs, ball 3. Falling behind the 2-hole, 3-0. Thompson, 15 walks, looking for lucky number 16. Get the Cavaliers some base runners here. The 3-0, bunt shown. A 4-pitch walk as that ball misses inside and low. The 4th walk of the game for Gaston. Or maybe the 3rd, rather.
Now batting number 15.
Well, that'll be Palmer Hornick. His brother Cooper Hornick just helped the Cavaliers get out of the second. Now the left-handed Virginia Tech commit will step in. Runner on first, 1 away. The right-hander delivers. The pitch is lined right back into center field, coming on and diving in. Just can't make the play as Hemphill. That ball will hit the center field grass. Palmer Hornick, his first hit of the Forest Acres Classic. And now there's runners at first and second with 1 out.
Up next, number 6, Braylon Dean.
So now Braylon Dean up for the 2nd time today. He singled back in the 1st, and now that Dorman dugout trying to get some life into that team at the plate. They do this, they hit. T.C. Roberson, and they extinguish a fire. Right on right, first pitch swung through. Sped a fastball right by Dean was Gaston. It's 0-1, and now Philippek coming out, talk to his pitcher. Parker Philippek, coach's kid and one of the leaders behind this squad. Just a quick word to Gaston before going back to behind the dish. Count is 0-1, 1 away here in the top of the 3rd. T.C. Roberson ahead 10-1 against Dorman, but the Cavaliers starting to threaten. Runners at first and second here. Gaston will come set. The 0-1. Fastball up around the eyes, ball 1. Well, in the first 2 innings, it was the Rams dugout really getting going. Now Dorman trying to match their energy. Now pick off back to first from Gaston. Hornick will slide back safely. It'll be hard for Hornick to really go anywhere with one Luke Thompson in front of him. Thompson 10 stolen bags this season. Hornick has 11. The 1-1. Fastball called, strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. This Dorman team hitting .366 with runners in scoring position as a team. Dean trying to match that. He's 11 for 30 in that scenario. The 1-2. Breaking ball stays inside. Great eye from Dean. That ball dipped out late. It'll be 2-2. Dean with 2 homers, 16 RBIs. If he was over the fence, you know, a 6-run game may not feel like that, or at least the Cavaliers dugout. The 2-2. Fastball's popped into the air right side, out of play. I feel like, you know, the same way for the Rams, though. If Gaston can figure out a way to get Dean out and then go find a way to not get out of any trouble, the Rams had to feel very in control of this game. Of course, a lot of baseball left to play. 2-2. Fastball upstairs. Dean holds the ball, holds the bat back. It'll be 3-2 with 1 away. So now the question, does Dorman send the runners here? with only one out. Time called by Dean. I'd say no. But Coach Jolly, is this where you try to get a spark here? Dugouts really getting something going. And the Pats mirror it. The payoff. Fastball, ball 4 called. Stays in tight. The bases are juiced. Now that is the 4th walk allowed by Gaston today.
Now batting, number 19, Bryson Davis.
So now it's Bryson Davis, the junior. Coming off a 2-for-3 game at the end of last week with 2 RBIs and a double. Infield playing back, a little shift to the left. Middle infield playing double play depth. Right on right. Here we go, first pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 1. Breaks right across the heart of the plate. Gaston, not particularly a strikeout pitcher, could use one here. The 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, and that just does not get far enough away from Philippek for a run to come across. Luke Thompson wanted to come home, but thought better of it after it looked like Davis said, yeah, come on home. And Thompson said, nope, that was, Philippek got on that a little too quickly for my liking, which I agree with his assessment. I'm sure that's exactly what everyone wanted to hear from me, at least, you know. The 1-1. Fastball is shot foul right back into the netting here behind home plate. It'll be 1-2. And the next game, Miller with the now Hall of Fame head coach, Billy Wagner to the right of me, watching on. It'll be Miller in Indian Land as the Warriors of Indian Land coming in now. The 1-2. Breaking ball, called, strike 3 looking. He froze him with the outside slider, and there's 2 away. What a pitch. That slider hits the outside part of the zone. And just like that, there's 2 away now for Austin Rath. Rath put a stinger over to the first baseman, Pastusik, before it was gloved. Now the left-handed sophomore has a chance to put some runners in, hitting .333 with runners in scoring position is Rath. Bases juiced, 2 away. 10-1 lead for Roberson. Gaston, as he wasn't a strikeout pitcher, got one there. Can he do it again? The first pitch to the left-hander. Called, strike 1. Fastball on the outside third. Dorman has set the table for the heart of their order. Can they produce here and try to find a way back into this one? The 0-1. Fastball in tight. Rath holds the bat back. It's 1-1. Rath has been coming into this game scorching hot. 5 of now his last 13 with a homer and 4 RBIs. He'll take a step back, recuperate here before he steps back into the box. Gaston with runners all around him. The 1-1. Breaking ball called, strike 2 on the outside third. That curveball has been working wonders for Gaston. He's 1 pitch away from getting out of the threat here in the top of the third. Gaston size, the 1-2. Fastball is high, chopper to the left side, out of play, foul. Defensive swing from Rath, fights it off. Just past 11 here in the Midlands of South Carolina. Sun reaching its apex. The 1-2 on the way. It's a high chopper to the shortstop. Chappie Smith gloves it. The flip to second's in time. Holt Gaston works around the bases loaded and leaves them loaded. It's a 10-1 lead for TC Roberson going to the bottom of the third. Welcome back to Falcon Field. TC Roberson 10-1 over Dorman here in game number 1 of the Forest Acres Classic.
The Rams, number 4, Chappie
And a
Smith.
day chock full of baseball. A ton of teams already coming in. On deck, Indian Land, Miller before Airport, River Bluff, and then of course the nightcap, AC Flora hosting Lexington. Should be a couple of great games today. Great pitching as Cooper Hornick back out. First pitch is popped into the air to the right side of the infield. Chappie Smith, the shortstop, popping into foul ground. The first baseman, Dean, has a read and will make the one-handed grab. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting number 2, Parker Philippe.
These are incredible. I love these jerseys. They are awesome. So now it's the left-handed Parker Philippe up. He's reached base 1 twice. The first pitch to him, curveball called, strike 1 low in the zone. Philippe with an RBI double and a pop out in his 2 plate appearances here in the morning game. The right-handed Hornick fires, the 1. That one's softly thrown out to left field. Kimbrell coming in. He'll make the one-handed grab, and there's 2 away. Well, Cooper Hornick doesn't come in often. Again, only his 4th appearance of the season. Hasn't made an appearance since pretty early in the season. Haven't needed him to, but so far so good for the young freshman. 3 batters, 3 outs. See if he can get through Holt Gaston. Right on right, first pitch on the way. Fastball in tight, ball 1. Gaston has reached base twice today. He's walked and singled thus far against the Cavaliers. The 1-0. Fastball, that one's lined in the left center field. Coming on is Thompson, and it will drop in front of him for a base knock. The second hit of the day for Holt Gaston, the 2 out base runners aboard. We've already seen how that works for both teams today. So now it's Keegan Radford. Runner on first, 2 away here for the right fielder who's reached base twice yet again. He's doubled and once but twice today. Yeah, those 2 RBIs back in the second part of that massive 7-run inning. Hornick fires. The first pitch to the southpaw is low for ball 1, a breaking ball. Runner on first, Gaston. A very small lead over at first. The 1-0. Swung through and missed. Change up low. Maybe dips out late. 1-1. Radford with 2 homers in his last 5 games. The pickoff back to first not in time. We're still a long way from it, but the run rule, for those who are unfamiliar, 15 runs through 3 innings and 10 through 5. Next game slated to start at 1 o'clock. Time is called here from Radford. Last year in this first day, we saw 2 run rules back-to-back. Miller and Lexington putting a hurting on some teams. 1-1. That ball is lifted into the air to center field. Thompson will drift over to his left. He's got a read and will put the powder blue glove into the air and make the one-handed grab. That will retire the side. Cooper Hornick works a 4-up, 3-down inning. It's a 10-1 lead for the Rams going on to the 4th.
For the Cavaliers, number 1.
Welcome back to this Forest Acres Classic,
Brock.
20th annual Forest Acres Classic. 10-1 lead for TC Roberson as they will now get 7-8-9 here for Dorman. It's Brock Nash Kimbrough here. First pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 1 in this right-handed showdown. Gaston still in for the Rams. The 1-0. Fastball is grounded over to the third baseman, Friedholm. Bobbles it. The throw onto first is in time for out number 1. Quick recovery for Friedholm. And now there's 1 away.
Stepping in the box, number 10, Carter Nash.
So now Carter Nash up. Nash had probably one of the weirdest days so far for Dorman. He walked back in the second before stealing second and then getting caught in a rundown between second and third, but was called out on the pickle. He thought it was fielder interference. First pitch to the right-hander, fastball wide, ball 1. Well, again, Gaston doesn't usually work terribly long into games. He only pitched 3 innings in his win last week against Irwin. He's now into his 4th, the 1-0. Fastball upstairs, did he go around? Yes, he did. Nash couldn't hold it back. It's 1-1. It's 1-1, yes. Dorman's just putting a lot of arms in that bullpen, trying to piece together the rest of this game. The 1-1. Breaking ball, called strike 2. That curveball dips in late, and that has been Gaston's best pitch, freezing Dorman hitters. Winding and dealing is Gaston, the 1-2. Swung through and missed. In the dirt, a breaking ball. That ball right in front of Philippek. He doesn't see it. Nash can get down the line quickly and does. It's a strikeout for Gaston, but a drop third strike, which allows Carter Nash to read. That may be the break that Dorman needs.
Now batting number 4, Jamison Kimbrell.
So Jamison Kimbrell up, the 9th man of the order. He struck out looking back in the second. But he's been on fire this season again. 462 coming into the day. And for him, 6 RBIs, the 9-hole. First pitch to the southpaw. Change up upstairs, ball 1. Miller gathering over on that right side of the fence. Staple of this tournament, the 1-0. Called strike 1. Fastball on the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 10-1 lead for TC Roberson over Dorman in game 1 of this Forest Acres Classic. Gaston glances over at first and he'll fire home. The 1-1. Change up stays wide. Ball 2. Gaston at 81 pitches here. Now as we're into the 4th inning. The 2-1. Fastball up around the letters, ball 3. There is some action over there in the Roberson bullpen. For those who are watching for the first time on stream, I can easily see the away team's bullpen, the home team's bullpen. I kind of have some trouble. Pickoff back to first, not in time. So I can see some action over there, but I can't tell you who it is. While rather on the Dorman side, I can easily just look over and see the number. But there is some action over there for TC Roberson, just not sure who's getting warm. The 3-1. Breaking ball up and away, ball 4. So a drop third strike, and now the 5th walk surrendered by Gaston. Puts runners at first and second for the top of the order.
Up next for the Cavaliers, number 3, States Far.
Well, States Far up for now the 3rd time of the game. Gaston was able to navigate through the 2nd time through the order, now it's the 3rd. You know, if you look at the metrics of all these major league pitchers, it goes first time through the order pretty good, 2nd time, 3rd time is usually where it collapses. Of course, Gaston gonna look to work around here yet again to the left-handed. States Far going to Coastal. The first pitch, breaking ball inside and low, ball 1. Gaston's done such a good job for the first time through the order. Coach Philippek has to be saying, no, he's gonna be fine. Well, right on cue, this a pitching mound visit here. Well, Gaston, who's now thrown 84 pitches through his first 2 times through the order. We'll take a break here momentarily. After the mound visit, Holt Gaston will stay out there. 1-0 count, one away here in the top of the fourth. 10-1 lead for TC Roberson. Dorman threatening. States far. That ball grounded through the right side of the infield for a base knock. Coming up firing is Radford. That ball in on a line. No motion around third, but the bases are now juiced for the second straight inning here for the Cavaliers.
Now batting number 2, Luke Thompson.
States Far has his first hit of Forest Acres Classic. You'll load him up here for Luke Thompson. Well, the last two times that Dorman is threatened, they had the top of the order of the base path. Now the top of the order is about to come up here with the bases loaded. How does Gaston work around this? Right on left, Thompson. First pitch to him. That is popped into the air in shallow left field. Adwaters coming on. He'll call him off, has his read, makes the catch and throws into home. Nash tags, the relay throw into home is not in time. A sacrifice fly for Luke Thompson makes it 10-2. Adwaters makes the call. He calls off the shortstop Chappie Smith. Makes a strong throw into home, but unable to throw out any runners. It'll be an RBI for Thompson, who is now 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and a sacrifice fly. It'll be Palmer Hornick, who's reached base not once but twice today. The Virginia Tech commit, hitting .333 with runners in scoring position, his first chance to do so today. The left-hander awaits, first pitch. High and in, chin music as Hornick gets out of the way, ball 1. That fastball from Gaston still zipping in. He's almost at 90 pitches. Can't imagine he gets much past the fourth inning. The 1-0. Breaking ball stays low, ball 2. Well, with how good Hornick has been this season, of course, the RBI leader for this team, he has 22 this season. This 3-hole has been very good to him in the stat category. He had 24 RBIs as a leadoff hitter all of last year, which is also crazy for another reason. The 2-0. Fastball, that one's hit high and deep out to right center field. Hemphill looking up, looks at the wall, and it is gone! The Virginia Tech commit fired up rounding the bases, and it's now a 10-5 lead. Hornick, his 4th homer of the season. Well, I told you had to be careful with Hornick. And he makes Gaston pay. Left a hanger over the plate. Hornick doesn't miss it. And just like that, Dorman cuts the lead in half. It's 10-5. Gaston looks like he may be done today. It'll be a pitching change here at Falcon Field. We're not done quite yet. Don't go anywhere. It'll be a pitching change here at Falcon Field. We'll get you that number in 1 second. But while we have a break, I want to thank our sponsors here for the Forest Acres Classic. Yet again, the Richland 215 and Big Red Box Dumpster Company will be sponsoring here the Forest Acres Classic. First of all, Big Red Box Dumpster Company, all-inclusive private waste disposal company. Why? It's simple, easy. They'll bring the dumpster to you, you fill it up, they'll take it away. It's just that easy. Go to BigRedBoxDumpsterCompany.com and book your dumpster today. And of course, Coach Dorsey, right to the right of me, a state champion Legion coach at night. The Richland 215 Legion team right here in Richland County. Everyone has their local Legion team. Dorman up in the upstate, so does TC Roberson, I'm assuming in North Carolina. So why should you play Legion? Well, it's free, first and foremost, the easiest answer ever, as well as it has some of the best competition in the state. Of course, A lot of AC Flora Falcons you see will be down in the field later today. Play Legion. You should play Legion. Go sign up your local Legion today. Pitching change here for TC Roberson. Nolan Worley on the hill. We'll be right back here, and we'll talk about him when we come back. Welcome back to Forest Acres, South Carolina, home of the 20th Annual Forest Acres Classic. TC Roberson, all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, facing Dorman up from Roebuck, South Carolina. A 10-5 lead for TC Roberson as Palmer Hornick puts a jolt into this Dorman dugout. First pitch right to Braylon Dean is a curveball that bounces in for ball one. Dean will relieve Holt Gaston. Holt Gaston with a good day for himself on the mound. The 1-0. That one's lined right back to center field. Hemphill ranging back at the wall. He looks up. It's off the wall. Dean races around first. Relay throw into second. In time for an out. He hit it too hard. Hemphill to Smith to Sierra. And TC Roberson guns down Dean, trying to go to second and stretch it to 2. It'll be a 10-5 lead, but Dorman trying to fight their way back in it. Can they limit the Rams at the plate? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to the Midlands here in South Carolina. TC Roberson and Dorman, 10 for the Rams, 5 for the Cavaliers, as the Cavaliers striking back in the top of the fourth. A 3-run bomb from Palmer Hornick. And now his brother Cooper Hornick tries to limit the Rams in the mound. The first pitch is a changeup called strike one in this right-handed showdown to Brooks Hemphill. Hit the outside third of the zone. Hornick, not one to slow down, the 0-1. Breaking ball low, ball one. States Far, the shortstop, playing a lot on that left side of the infield. Everyone else playing pretty much normally. The 1-1. Fastball wide, ball two. Hemphill 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out today. as he's going against Cooper Hornick. Again, Hornick now working through what would be his 5th batter. He goes about 2 innings per appearance. The 2-1. Swung through and missed. A golf swing. Can't catch up to the changeup low. It'll be 2-2. Up for the Rams, it's Hemphill, Pastusik, and Friedholm. The 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung through and missed. Hemphill can't catch up to the breaking ball, and there's one away. It's the first strikeout for Cooper Hornick, his 12th on the season. And now it's Dave Pastusik, the first baseman, who has an RBI single and a lineout so far today. The right-hander awaits the first pitch. Breaking ball, that one's hit high and deep out to left field, but Kimbrell's got a read. The left fielder makes the one-handed grab, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Cooper Friedholm.
So now it's Cooper Friedholm up for the 3rd time today. He's reached base on 1 for 2, grounding into a fielder's choice to end the first as well as a hit back in the second. The first pitch to the right-hander is called strike 1 on the outside edge. Well, how impressive will this be for Dorman? Go 1-2-3 through the Rams, get their bats back up in the 5th. The 0-1. Breaking ball stays wide, ball 1. For the Rams, they have to try to figure out how to keep the momentum they had going earlier. The 1-1. Breaking ball hits the dirt, ball 2. Time now called from Friedholm. Rams had 10 runs in the first 2 innings. And the 2-1 on the way. Fastball just stays in, tight ball 3. Almost hit the leg of Friedholm. He would love to get on any way he can. What's up? How y'all doing? 3-1 on the way. Fastball low and inside. A 5-pitch walk and a 2-out base runner. That was Coach Torres, who I've been hyping up all day, as well as Austin Scott, the dad of Charlie Scott, who Charlie will be manning in center field tonight for the Falcons. It'll be a 2-out base runner, though. And then courtesy runner running at first base for the Rams. Or maybe a pitch runner, rather. It cannot be a courtesy runner for the 3rd baseman, Alex. Trying to get you that number, I believe. Maybe LJ Lattimore.
Now batting number 1.
I saw a 3. I believe Zeke Atwater's now up for the 3rd time today. He's walked twice so far, but both of those came against McGarity. Coach Philippek saying, do not move. He barked at his runner saying, get back on the base. No reason to get picked off this quick. Maybe Colin Tweed as well. I saw a 3. I didn't see the other number, though. Right on, right. Hornick throws back to first. A good throw. It looked like it is Tweed, who will dive back safely to first. Colin Tweed, the junior, yet to attempt a stolen bag this season. Now the first pitch to Agwaters. Fastball stays wide, ball 1. Also be big for TC Roberson if they can get runs back. Pick off back to first, not in time. You know, I've hyped up all day about how Dorman can just score with the best of them. TC Roberson has been averaging 10 runs over their last 6 games. They came out firing, the 1-0. It's popped into the air right side. It'll go out of play. It'll be 1-1. Basically, you know, I feel like you're in like a football game. You're like, just keep scoring. I understand, you know, we have like a big lead. Keep scoring. And of course, the Rams, they bring in a big time arm. Picked off back to first out of time for in Worley. They know how important taking game 1 is. Taking game 1 of these Forest Acres Classic is so important now. However, the last 2 years, a team that's made the championship game has lost game 1. Pick off back at first, not in time. Last year was AC Flora, who fell to Hammond in their opener last year in a big-time thriller, as well as Dorman then 2 years ago, who fell in their first game of the Classic. The 1-1. That breaking ball is flared out to the second baseman, Hornick. He has a read and will make the one-handed grab. 4 up, 3 down for the second straight time. Cooper Hornick tries to get his bats back going. It's a 10-5 lead for TC Roberson going to the back half when we come back. Welcome back here on Live on Definite Fiction. It's game one of the Forest Acres Classic, and we have a show for you. A 10-5 game from TC Roberson versus Dorman as we enter the top of the 5th inning. Nolan Worley on the hill. He came back in, pitch one pitch to one batter, and somehow, well, not somehow, got a spectacular out from his outfield. First pitch to the right-handed catcher is outside, ball one, a fastball. It was a laser into the center field fence where Hemphill threw to Smith to Sierra to gun down Dean, trying to stretch it to 2. The 1-0. That one's skied out to center field. Hemphill has a read. Center fielder drifting back towards the track, but makes the play. There's one away.
Now batting for the Cavaliers, number 5, Austin Rath.
So now it's Austin Rath up for the 3rd time today. 0 for 2 with a line out on the fielder's choice. We can look at Worley, who making his now his 9th appearance of the season at 1.90 ERA. Only 4 earned runs allowed over 14 2/3 inning as the pitch is grounded over and a hard hop over the first baseman Patusik into right field. Radford will come up firing. First pitch swinging. Rath has his first hit of the Classic. That ball skipped off the edge of the infield grass into the dirt. It took a hard top to Patusik. It's now a second hit against Worley, and Carson Brock back up. High octane here for both Worley and this Cavalier offense. It's Brock who's 0 for 2 today as well. First pitch, fastball. That one's tapped back to the mound. Looking to second as Gaston was a hit and run, so it does work. Runner goes to second, but that will be the second out of the inning as Gaston throws a Patusik, the first baseman. So the hit and run does work. Moves the runner into scoring position. Brock grounds out to the pitcher. And now Carter Nash, who's reached base twice today. He reached on a drop third strike and a walk so far. The right-handed freshman awaits with a runner on second. Hitting 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. His first chance today with one there. Worley winds and deals the pitch. Is grounded over to third baseman on the backhand. Gets over the glove of Friedholm into left field. That will score a run. Coming around third is Rath. Gets by Adwaters in left. Nash taking the hard turn. He's going to try for a triple. The relay throw is not in time. Carter Nash, his first triple of the year. And it's an RBI at that. It's now 10-6.
Now batting number 4, Jameson Kimball.
Well, another unfortunate bounce. What we rolled as a hit and an error, as they're going to call the error on Hemphill. I believe that's a double then. So unfortunately for Nash, he won't get a triple. It'll be his 3rd double of the season. As now the left-handed left fielder Jason Kimbrell steps in. The first pitch, fastball up and away, ball 1. 10-6 lead now. Dorman chipping away. Down by 4. The 1-0. Fastball's popped into the air, foul territory. It'll be 1-1 here. Kimbrell reached base once off a walk. He's also struck out looking. That one back in the second. Both of those were against Gaston. The 1-1. Bunt shown. It will stay upstairs for ball 2. And now Coach Filatek will come and talk to Worley. Well, Worley's had a rough go of it as of here. He's had a couple hard hit balls and a couple grounders that, you know, for whatever reason, just have skipped over some gloves. Untimely, and that will be all for Worley. A short day for him. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. A pitching change for TC Roberson when we come back. Welcome back here. It's the Forest Acres Classic live on Definite Fiction. Nolan Worley gets 3 outs, and we'll go back to the dugout. He'll probably be appearing later in this tournament. It'll be Cooper Freedom. Coming in from third base is Zach Norton. Norton will take his place. First pitch right to left. Fastball called, strike 2, low in the zone. It was a 2-1 count is what Freedom inherited. Now the count 2-2. Freedom making his 9th appearance of the season. The Rams trying to piece together pitching here in this one. There's the 0, the pitch, stays away. It'll be 3-2 the count, yes. 3-2, 2 away, runner at third here. It's the bottom of the order, then the top turns over. The payoff on the way. That one's flared out to left field. Adwaters has a read. He'll come in and make the grab to retire the side. That is no longer Adwaters out in left. That looks like it is Zach Norton as Zeke Adwaters comes to third, and that will retire the side. Well, the Cavaliers get one back. It's a 10-6 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. We come back. Welcome back to Falcon Field. Dorman trailing 6-10, but the story of this game for the Cavaliers has been the Hornicks. Palmer Hornick with a 3-run bomb, and Cooper Hornick keeping the TC Roberson Rams at bay. That's their story. Dorman's other story is the failure in the first 2 innings. 10 runs for the Rams in the first 2 innings is how they have this 10-6 lead. We'll try to add to it. They have 9-1-2 coming up here in the 5th inning. The right-hander versus right-hander. Isaac Sierra, first pitch, popped into right field. Carter Nash has a read. Goes to his left and makes the play. There's one away. Well, I always talk about in this tournament early, pitching's always at a premium in this tournament. You have 3 games back to back to back, and if you're everyone hoping for a 4th game on Thursday, if you do the math, it's a lot of arms, at least usually about 8-9 each team throws. So Cooper Hornick putting some major innings for Dorman here early in this one as the first pitch. The leadoff man, Smith, is a slider that stays low and away for ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike 1, 1-1. Hornick came back in at the end of the 2nd inning and has since retired now. What would be 8 of his first 10 batters, the 1-1. Called, strike 2. Off speed hits the outside part of the zone. He may not be lighting up the scoreboard, but Cooper Hornick is getting strikes and getting a lot of them. The 1-2. Changeup stays inside. Ball 2. Always one of my favorite days. A ton of scouts out here. Everyone watching. Call it a Charleston recruiter to the right of me. Now all eyes on the Forest Acres Classic. The 2-2. Breaking ball stays away. It's 3-2 here against Smith. Chappie Smith has reached twice. He's reached in the 1st and the 2nd, but he popped out in the 3rd, or the 4th rather. 3-2 on the way. He's grounded over to the 3rd base bag. It is foul, just a little left of the bag as Rath made a great stop. It's been a tough play as Smith has already beaten one of those throws out today. Whereas on deck, Miller and Indian Land due up. Both teams arriving here in fashion. The payoff on the way. That one's hit high and deep out to left field. A lot of launch angle. Kimbrell going back to the track, has room and makes the grab a couple feet shy from the wall. That looked like it just kept carrying and almost found its way over the wall. Unsuccessful, and now there's 2 away. It'll be Parker Philippek back up. He's 1 for 3 with a double, a pop out, and a fly out. Left-handed catcher, now his second time facing Cooper Hornick. The right-hander winds and deals the first pitch. Change up called, strike 1 on the outside edge. Cooper Hornick has been on point today, the 0-1. That ball is lined into right field, and that will drop into right center field for a base knock. Philippek will take the hard turnaround first, but will hold up. That is the first hit in almost 2 innings for the Rams, but they do have a 2-out base runner, which, if you go with the overall picture, that's been the story of this game. 2-out base hitting from all sides.
Number 7, Holt Gaston.
So now Holt Gaston, who started pitching, now he stays in as a DH. Will come up again. He's reached base 3 times today, 2 singles and a walk. Pickoff back at first, not in time. First pitch to the right-hander's called, strike 1. A changeup hits the inside part of the plate, maybe a fastball.
Come on, Coop.
Long pause, now pickoff back to first. Philippek steps back in. 5 stolen bags for the catcher this season. Yet to attempt 1 today. Gaston hitting .364 with runners in scoring position. Looking to add some insurance, potentially if Philippek can get over to second. Philippek fast enough, he may score from first. The 0-1. Breaking ball, that one's knobbed over to the right side and foul. It'll be quickly 0-2. It's a 10-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. 0-2 the count, 2 away. 10-6 lead for TC Roberson, trying to add to it here against Dorman. Pickoff back at first again, not in time. The Miller School to the right near the bullpen, probably getting some swings into the left to me. Indian Land arriving. The 0-2. Breaking ball stays up around the eyes of Gaston. It'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Long pause between pitches. Hornick slowing down. He was a machine through his first 2 batters, but now with a runner on, he has slowed his pace almost to a crawl. Infield shading, Gaston to the left. The 1-2 on the way. Fastball stays upstairs, ball 2.
Come on now, Coop.
Long pause for Hornick, now the 2s. Breaking ball stays in, ball 3. Count is loaded, which means Philippek will get a free jump out of first. Both those left and right field lines wide open. Can he put him there? The payoff on the way, a shot foul, a defensive swing for Gaston to stay alive. But again, both the right fielder Nash and the left fielder Kimbrell are playing it not like close to the line. If that ball gets to the corner, Philippek may come around from first. Pickoff back at first, not in time yet again. This is Cooper Hornick keeping Philippek very close to that first base bat. Wants no part of a free jump that can get him home. The jump goes, the 3-2, that one's lined in the left field, coming on is Kimbrell, and it will not drop, it's gloved by the left fielder who makes a sliding catch to take away a hit from Gaston. How about that to end the inning, a 10-6 lead for the TC Roberson Rams. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction, don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Forest
Leading
Acres,
off for
South
Dorman,
Carolina.
number 3, States Farm.
Dorman's in danger of losing their second game of the season. They trail by 4 heading to the 6th inning. However, it's the top of the order. And TC Roberson start their tournament off the right way. The 3-time defending 4A state champions from North Carolina. They are 6 outs away from doing so, but it's States Farm leading off. The right-handed Friedholm delivers home to the left-hander. It's a fastball wide for ball 1. Well, it's Farr, Thompson, Hornick. That pitch is softly flown into right center field, coming on his Hemphill. The center fielder's got a read and will make the one-handed grab for out number 1. Well, there is no haul gas, no brakes, it looks like, for Friedholm. It works there. It's out number 1 here against Farr, who's retired for the 3rd time today. That'll be Luke Thompson, who had a sacrifice fly his last up. Also has a walk and a strikeout, so only 0 for 1 on the day. Thompson looking to try to get something going. The first pitch to the left-hander is called strike 1. A fastball as Thompson bluffed a bunt. He caught the outside part of the zone either way. Friedholm, already awaiting Randy Johnson, eyes peering out over his glove. Now a wind and deal, the 0-1. The bunt attempt is not successfully pulled off. That 2-seamer dips below the bat. It's 0-2. Well, Friedholm now making his 9th appearance, a 2.90 ERA. Over 21 2/3 innings pitched. He's ahead 0-2 here against Thompson. The pitch on the way. That one is defensively fought off down the left field line. It will curve foul and stay 0-2. Connor Welsh just getting warm over there in the Dorman bullpen. Can't imagine he's going today. The 0-2 on the way. Fastball call, strike 3 looking. Froze him on ice with the heater, and there's 2 away. Pitch low in the zone, freezing Thompson. It's the 2nd time going down on strikes today. And now there's 2 outs with Palmer Hornick. For those who are TC Roberson fans or not aware with Connor Wells, you'll be very aware with him soon. The LSU commit is the ace for this Cavalier team. He's getting warm over there in the bullpen. Now Palmer Hornick up, 2 away. First pitch to him is a changeup away, ball 1. The southpaw homer in his last time at. He is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a homer. The 1-0. Fastball is popped foul off the hands of Hornick. 1-1. For Hornick, it was his 4th home run and 25th RBI of the season. He's been lighting up the scorecards. The 0-1, or the 1-1, excuse me. That gyro pitch stays away. It's 2-1. If it gets that far, Braylon Dean awaits on deck, and then it's Bryson Davis. So it'll be a big out for Friedholm getting through Hornick. The 2-1. Called strike 2. Changeup on the outside edge. It's now Deuces Wild. 2-2 the count, 2 away here in the top of the 6th. 4-run lead for the Rams over Dorman. 2's on the way. That ball's ground up the middle, off the knee to the first baseman, Batustik. He gloves it in, touches the bag. Are you kidding me? A kick to the first baseman, unintentional, but it works. I have never seen anything like that, and that's how the top of the 6th ends. A 10-6 lead for TC Robertson. We're going to the bottom half. Welcome back to Falcon Field, and this is why you don't listen to me. He was getting warm, and now he makes his Forest Acres Classic debut. Enter the left-handed Connor Wells, the LSU commit. Connor Wells, the #1 overall player in this junior class. #1 left-handed pitcher as well, and last week against Burns went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. A 1.16 ERA on the season, as the southpaw will get 4.56. Left-handed Keegan Radford awaits the first pitch. Fastball right down the middle, strike one, 92 from Connor Wells, his first pitch of the day. Wells on in relief as the 0-1. Fastball low, ball one. This is the first time Wells is making an appearance that's not a start. He has had 5 starts this season with a 1.16 ERA. He had 10 starts last year with a 2.17 ERA. The 1-1. Breaking ball. I guess missed inside for ball 2. That was a beautiful curveball that was not called a strike. The 2-1. Fastball, that one's lying the other way, foul. It'll be 2-2 here to Radford. Radford has reached twice, his 2 doubles and a flyout today. He was part of that big second inning for the Rams. The southpaw will wind and deal the 2s. Fastball swung through and missed, but a fastball by him upstairs. And that is good for out #1.
Up next, number 6, Brooks Hemphill.
Now it's Brooks Hemphill, who's 1 for 3 today with a single and a ground out strikeout combination. Wells is known for his punch out. 77 strikeouts over 48 in a third inning last year. This year has 49 over 24. First pitch. Fastball low for ball 1. If you're doing the math with me, he's averaging 10 strikeouts a start and over 2 strikeouts an inning for Wells. The 1-0 from the southpaw. Swung through a fastball on the outside edge. It'll be 1-1. Wells, the 1-1. Fastball swung through and missed. Maybe a changeup rather. Looks like exactly the same as the fastball, but that ball, I'm not kidding. I think that ball stopped in midair and then started again, kind of like a Mario Super Sluggers pitch. Just froze and then kept going. Wells on the hill. Shaking away. He'll wind and deal the 1-2. Fastball got him looking. Froze him on the inside edge for the second out. Second strikeout for Connor Wells, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Now batting number 15, Dave Pastusik.
And now it's Dave Pastusik up at an RBI single that tied the game at the time back in the first inning. First pitch to him, the right-handed first baseman takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Or I think actually gave him the lead rather, in a sense, but Pastusik, solid day at the plate so far. He now gets the LSU commit. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike 1, right down Broadway. I mean, takes you back. It's not 100, but in spring training, there's a 100-mile-per-hour pitch, and one of the top prospects was like, what did I just witness? The 1-1. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. It's a lot of what these hitters are getting. I mean, you know, high schoolers don't usually, for the most part, throw average of 90s, and Connor Wells doing just that. He'll wind and deal the 2-1. Breaking ball. Dips out of the zone. That curveball misses for ball 3. Well, if you had to knock Wells on anything, it would be his 19 walks over 24 innings. Of course, it's a small knock, but he's now behind 3-1 with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Wells will wind and deal the pitch. Fastball is foul, tipped into the mask of Davis. Be a payoff pitch incoming now. Maybe the changeup that Pastusik was able to stay back on, just long enough to foul it off. Wells looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He'll come home, the payoff. Fastball, that one's lined back up the middle into center field. Thompson runs to his right and will make the grab. 3 up, 3 down go the Rams. Dorman needs 4 to stay alive. We'll head to the 7th when we come back. But before we get there, I want to share a couple shout outs to our sponsors. He was walking by me and he was impressed by Connor Wells, but the coach of the Richland 215 Legion team, Coach Chris Dorsey, why should you play Legion? Well, it's so simple and easy. It's free first and foremost. As well, best competition in the state. Bunch of Lexington kids from last year's team. I'll talk about them a lot later today. They all played Legion last year. A bunch of AC Flora Falcons played Legion last year on this team. Legion players fill the state. Legion's what runs this state. Premier Summer Ball League for high school kids. So you should play Legion and go sign up at scamericanlegion.com, as well as the Big Red Box Dumpster Company, all-inclusive private waste disposal company. They'll bring the dumpster to you, you fill it up, they'll take it away. It's so simple and easy. www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com to book your dumpster today. And we'll be right back here. Can TC Roberson hold on and knock off the Cavaliers? A 10-6 lead, trying to hold it when we come back. We are back here for game one of the Forest Acres Classic. 10-6, TC Roberson leading Dorman. A 10-run, we're all scored in the first 2 innings. Got a 9-run cushion by the end of the second. Dorman has 5 runs in the last 3 innings, trying to chip away. They need 4 if they want to stay alive here. It'll be 4, 5, 6. Dean Davis Rath against Cooper Friedholm. Right on right first pitch. Fastball call, strike one to the outside edge. Dean has reached base all 3 times today. He's walked and had 2 singles.
Hey, be ready in there. Come on.
The heart of this Dorman order is where they've done their damage when they've had it up. The 0-1 from Friedholm. Change up that backs Dean off the plate. It's quickly 0-2 for Friedholm.
Just stay in there and hit, man. Come on.
Gaston in line for the win here. McGarity in line for the loss if it stays put. Friedholm winds and deals. The 0-2. Breaking ball stays away. Ball 1. Good eye from Dean. On deck, it's Indian Land Miller here at the Forest Acres Classic. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball stays in, tight ball 2. Quick work from Friedholm. Miller trying to start their quest for a three-peat. The 2-2. High inside, a fastball. Fill her up.
Come on.
Well, all rallies have to start somewhere for Dorman. The leadoff man getting on will be big. The payoff on the way from Friedholm. Ish fouled off defensively off the hands of Dean. Next game is technically slated to start at 1 o'clock. Of course, that could be pushed back if this game potentially goes longer than intended.
Let's go 6.
Friedholm winds and deals the payoff. And was grounded up the middle. The shortstop Smith on the hop, bobbles it and can't recuperate. An infield single for Dorman. Coach Howell will rule that as an error on the shortstop Smith instead. Either way, the lead-off base runner. So now it's Bryson Davis. He's 1 for 3 with a single strikeout and a flyout.
Let's go. Be alert, Bray.
Over at first, Dean. Getting a pretty nice lead here against the right-hander. The first pitch. Off speed called, strike 1 in the outer third of the zone.
Come on, 1 die. Right center.
Bryson Davis hitting .268 with 10 RBIs this season. Trying to get Dorman going in the 7th. The 0-1 is popped into the air right behind home plate. He'll go to play quickly, 0-2. Davis will step back in. What's up? I'm having fun. The 0-2 is popped into the infield on the right side. It'll be the second baseman, Sierra, calling everyone off. He'll make the two-handed grab after the sky-high pop-up for out number 1.
Now batting, number 5, Austin Rath.
So now it's Austin Rath, 1 away, runner on first. Rath has a single, has grounded into a fielder's choice, and lined out in his 3 plate appearances today.
Come on, 5.
Friedholm technically only 1 pitch from getting out of this game. The pitch is foul straight back. Right to me, it'll be 0-1. Rath, the 4th-ranked second baseman in this sophomore class.
Come on, 5.
Dorman mixed with a bunch of seniors and a lot of young kids that have made a big impact. The 0-1. Breaking ball, just a touch away. It's ball 1. If it gets that far, Carson Brock awaits on deck, then Carter Nash in the hole. Third baseman Atwater's playing really far in for the third baseman, the 1-1. Breaking ball is fouled back. It's quickly 1-2 now. Well, Friedholm, all gas, no brakes. We saw Cooper Hornick when someone got on base, he slowed his pace down. Friedholm is one, it's all one adrenaline, all one motor. It's just go, go, go. Don't stop, don't stop. The 1-2. That one's fouled straight back off the pole and snagged by Carson Brock. It's not banana ball though. It'll stay 1-2. Friedholm now slows a little bit. Comes home with the 1-2. That ball's on the ground to the shortstop. It gets by a diving Smith into left field. A defensive swing. He puts one through the left side of the infield. Rath has his second hit of the day. And just like that, Dorman's got something brewing here in the 7th. It's Carson Beck, who's 0 for 3 today, and it will not be Carson Beck, rather. That will be a pitch hitter.
Number 12, Connor Wells.
So the pitcher has been hitting this year. Didn't take a at-bat last year. This year, though, different story, hitting 415 at-bats, 9 RBIs, and what's impressive, hitting 500 runners in scoring position. It's Connor Wells stepping in for the DH Carson Brock. Wells is 6 for 15 on the season, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, and what's more impressive, he's drawn 5 walks. The left-handed junior will step in. Dorman trying for a 7th inning rally. It'll be Parker Philippek. Taking a second to talk to Friedholm. No one's in that Ram bullpen. It may be Friedholm's game to boot. If Wells can reach the tying run, will be in the on-deck circle in Carter Nash. Of course, high drama here. Game 1 of the Forest Acres Classic. Couldn't ask for much more. Left-hander steps into the box. The first pitch on the way. Fastball is popped foul into the Forester on the left side. It's 0-1.
Hey, good cut. Let's go, buddy.
The 0-1. Change up just a little low for ball 1. Good eye from Wells. The Rams from TC Roberson looking for a game 1 win. The 1-1. Change up stays wide, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away here in the top of the 7th. 4-run lead for the Rams over the Cavaliers, but Dorman's got something brewing here in the 7th. Wind coming from left to right. The 2-1. Fastball wide, ball 3. In danger of walking the bases, loading and putting the tying run up to the plate. Friedholm trying to labor here through the 7th. And he'll step off, take a break.
Let's go. Pay attention.
Dorman lineup has been in it since the beginning. The 3-1. Swung through and missed. Blew a fastball by Wells. Foul tipped into the glove. It'll be 3-2. This dugout has never given up hope. Even when down by 9 runs, they've been lively. They're now alive and well over there. A pick off back to second. Friedholm, a high throw to Smith is going to be railing in as Dean gets back in safely. It's Braylon Dean on second, Austin Rath at first for the Cavaliers. The payoff on the way. That ball is lined into center field, coming on his Hemphill. He's got a read and will make the two-handed grab, quickly firing it in for out number 2. Now Dorman is out onto their final out in this game. A fastball inside, jams Wells. Hit it off the hands out to Hemphill in center. And now Carter Nash representing potentially the final batter of this game. Nash has a double, a strikeout, and a walk today. Right on right. First pitch. Swung through and missed. Change up, or maybe a slide piece thrown by Nash. It's 0-1. Nash hitting .417 with runners in scoring position. Trying to deliver here. The 0-1. Slider stays upstairs. Ball 1. If it gets that far, Jamison Kimbrell waiting on deck. And then the top of the order looms after that. If you're a Rams fan, you do not want to see the top of the order back up. The 1-1. Fastball in tight, ball 2. course, that top of the order is where Dorman's done all of their damage today. But when they've done their damage, it's been the bottom of the order getting on for them. The 2-1. Fastball's popped foul right behind home plate. Dorman is down to their final strike in this game. Freed home, the 2-2 on the way. Fastball is tapped foul, and Nash stays alive. We talked about Carter Nash coming in scorching hot, 7 of his last 14 coming into this tournament. The young freshman have a marquee moment right here for the Cavaliers. Bring the tying run to the plate. The 2-2 is swung through and missed. A slider goes by Nash. In the second time this year, Dorman has lost a game. The Rams of TC Roberson come down to the Palmetto State and win game number 10. They are fired up, and they take it 10-6. Well, the Cavaliers, who have dropped one game all season, that was to Boiling Springs, have never quite let out a game like that. They came all the way back and were a one batter away from bringing the tying run up. But just like their last appearance, they dropped their first game of the Forest Acres Classic, and TC Roberson knock off the #1 team in the state of South Carolina. Wow, what a game. Well, I'll be back here for the next game. We got about a 30-minute, 40-minute difference between games. Before we come back here, it'll be Indian Land Miller. Thank you for joining me. And if you want to hang out, I'll be here all day. Thank you all.